Hello to everybody who will see this. Allie Gold from Nirvana Tarot Readings, and I wanted to come on and do a reading that was focused on each sign. And again, Sun, Moon, Rising doesn't really matter what you watch for, but basically, what kind of like lesson or what are we going through with this? What's the experience about, the major experience about for each sign collectively as the North Node and South Node is transition. The North Node is now in Aries and the South Node is in Libra. So real quick, what does that even mean, right? Well, this happens about every 1.5 years, that the nodes of the moon move to a different sign. So before this, they were in Taurus and Scorpio. And after this, they will be in Pisces and Virgo. So it moves backwards through the zodiac as opposed to the other way. But what does it mean? North Node is the direction collectively that we're supposed to be kind of learning about. Like in your personal chart, the North Node is where you're going. I have a North Node in Cancer. That's where ultimately I'm supposed to be headed towards that kind of caring, motherly archetype. And, my South Node is in Capricorn. It's always opposite. It's always the opposite placement, which means that I came from kind of past lives of maybe abusing power and things like that, right? And so this lifetime is focused on me not abusing power, me not abusing financial stuff. I mean, this is also the houses that my placements are in, but also just really embodying like the light side of the Cancer archetype, which is a healer, somebody who is emotionally mature, right? And can help others go through it and can soak it up, but also let it go. So in any case, that's a brief, like, what does your North Node and South Node in your chart mean? But it applies to the collective as well. So right now, like I said, the North Node is in Aries. Now, what does that mean for all of us individually or collectively? Well, it means that we're learning about how to be individuals. It means we're learning with the South Node in Libra. Basically, we're looking at the shadow sides of both signs. And also the light side, but collective lessons are just always going to be about the shadow side. That's the way it is for the most part, right? But again, so let's look at Aries, ruled by Mars. Libra is ruled by Venus, very much opposites in that way, right? So we could be looking at even the principles of masculinity or the divine masculine. And so essentially going from like toxic masculinity to divine masculine kind of energy. What does that mean? Well, toxic masculinity can show up in so many different ways. It's insane, right? From stuff in your feelings to being misogynistic. There's a whole spectrum of what that looks like. What is divine masculinity? I think somebody who can hold space for somebody else, just, in an appropriate, healthy, boundaried way, right? That's just my personal opinion of it. It can mean something different to everybody else. Of course, it will mean something different to everybody else. But in any case, that's just the Mars aspect. Mars is also the god of war, the god of conflict, right? So we're learning how to navigate through conflict and through that kind of warrior energy, not just for petty reasons, though, to be individuals and to know who we are on an individual level so that we can be part of the collective, right? Like it's constant evolution. It's not just like, for fun's sake, we're going through these lessons. Like there's a whole point to this. There's a whole, like I said, next, the North Node is going to be in Pisces, the collective sign. So like, get ready for, I'm not saying get ready now, but like that, we need to be an individual in order to individuate and not be sucked up by the collective, but to be an effective like member of it. And we are all part of the collective. And Libra, on the other hand, in the South Node, right, is going through kind of purging the shadow side of the Libra tendencies, or I should say the shadow side of Libra, not Libra tendencies, but the shadow side of Libra. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is obviously codependency, or is like a wounded feminine energy or warped feminine energy, which is going to be somebody who feels victimized. And I don't mean an actual victim, I mean just emotionally, right? Feeling victimized or overly needy. And the feminine exists in both genders. So this is not about male and female. I'm talking about masculine and feminine. This is, you know, the balance that we're all striving for as individuals is to be balanced in both the masculine and feminine. But I'm talking about Libra because it's ruled by Venus, right? The goddess of love, quite the opposite of the god of war. You know, they say men are from Mars, women are from Venus, right? Or that book or whatever. I don't know. But in any case, you know, we're, as a collective, we are learning to not people please just for the fucking sake of it, because it's more comfortable in some kind of way, shape, or form. It's more comfortable for the entire collective, for minorities and for women and for just whoever to not speak up for themselves because, well, it doesn't rock the boat. But guess what? There's going to be a lot of rocking the boat. There's going to be a lot of that, especially with Libra season coming up, and then the eclipses that are going to be happening, the full moon eclipses in new moon in Libra and full moon in Aries. We're headed towards eclipse season. This is when the tendencies are going to show up strong. You know, it's like behavior extinction. Oh my God, I cannot talk. Extinction, essentially. Like, that's just what it is, right? So I've been feeling personally these themes really strongly lately, and which is why I wanted to do a reading about them, like focused on them, focused on the lesson for each sign. And of course, it's going to affect each person differently depending on where in your chart, what Aries rules and what house Libra rules, or what houses they're in, right? For me, Aries rules my 12th house. Yeah, it's a bit much. And Libra rules my 6th house, but most of Aries for me lies in the 11th house, and most Libra for me lies in my 5th house. So, I mean, it's so different. They're like, you know, we're all different. We're all going to feel it in different ways, but at the same time, we are making this collective shift to understand who we are as individuals and doing that through conflict. And that is the same exact definition as Carl Jung's individuation, right? So it's healthy to do, but it doesn't feel good. So that's why I'm here right now to do that kind of reading, because I do think it's really important to acknowledge, and to acknowledge that it can also be really hard to be going through this at the same time, you know? It's going to hit everybody differently. So however you guys are going through it, if you want to leave a comment, please feel free. Otherwise, I think it's about time to get into the reading. Let's start with air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Let's start with the South Node, the South Node Collective. Again, it's going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm using right now the Black Tarot. See it. So there we go. We're going to start with, also, I don't know why, TikTok has been feeding me Gemini videos all day. So I don't know if I need to go on there and make a video for the Gemini Collective or what, but that's just happening on TikTok. Anyways, okay, so I'm focused on what's the main theme, what's the main lesson, besides for the overall collective line. But so again, watch for your Sun, Moon, Rising if you know it. Let me know how it resonates. Let me know how it lands for you guys. Okay. Gemini. Oop, I got 2 cards. I'm only doing one at a time. Gemini, we have the Three of Spheres in reverse. So this is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Essentially, not wanting to work with others. So it's most likely going to affect the work sphere. Okay. This could mean a lot of different things, but in general, I mean, and this card in particular, oh, I didn't even notice there's somebody down there. There's one person down here and there's one being up here, and they're stretching upwards. This one up down here is stretching upwards, like, how can I help? Or like, can I help? Or it's another part of yourself that doesn't know how to ask for help, right? And over here, it's like, nope, all done, all created, all good. It also could be like, hey, you're the star, you got this. In reverse, not working very well with others. Again, this idea of individuality, wanting your unique talent to come out. So I'm going on and on. This can be the longest fucking reading. Hold on. Aquarius. You have the Eight of Spheres in reverse. So I'll come back to it, but also work related, but more about the self rather than a group. And finally, Libra, the Five of Wands. How fucking perfect is that? Conflict. I mean, literally, yes, if that was something else, it would have made no sense, but goddamn, yeah. Overall energy for everybody is the Tower. Oh my God, which is Mars. How scary accurate is fucking tarot, by the way. Like, literally, I'm telling you, Mars right now is in control, and that scares a lot of people because Mars in control can look like this, the Tower, when everything fucking falls down and is then rebuilt. But that's the process that we all have to go through, is having whatever ideas of the foundations, they were not solid, they were built on shit. And now Mars is here to be a wrecking ball and say, no, not happening. So very cool that the overall energy is the Tower. Again, okay, so Gemini, here we have you guys with the Tower and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So it's going to knock down your ideas. Again, I already explained it about the workplace, about how you work with others, about how you are with others. Gemini is the sign of the twins. You know, there are two people in this card, which is interesting. Usually there's three. But in any case, that's why it could also be like an internal part of yourself, of course, as always, right? But those internal parts of ourselves are always reflected in our relationships with others. That's just a natural human process. But it looks like you guys are going to be, getting a shock in terms of what works in groups and what doesn't work in groups. Basically, like, does there need to be a main character, or can it be everybody? Can everybody work together or not? Maybe it's like, you were trying to have like everybody kind of trying to people please, right? And have everybody work together. And it's like, sometimes that's just not the case. In any case, let's clarify it. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, of course. We have the King of Spheres, more earth energy. So this is the King of Pentacles. It could be a Taurus energy, but any earth sign, right? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But I think that it's like, again, you want to be the master of this suit. It's for the Gemini collective. It's going to be about mastering money. Honestly, that's as blunt as I need to be, but that's it. It's like, instead of acquiescing to others, right, and kind of like falling back for others, because like, oh, well, that's like the Gemini way, is to be a social butterfly and hope everybody feels included and everything else. It's time for Gemini to focus on themselves so that they can level up in terms of finances, and not, and just like be themselves, be individual, and be really strong. Geminis are strong. So just saying. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a long fucking reading. Okay. What in the world? Okay, sorry. So Aquarius, you have the Tower with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. As you can see, they're juggling in this card, right? You can see that he's juggling and it's going fine. But I think, and I said something along these lines to, I think, air signs yesterday in a different kind of reading that like the Eight of Pentacles is fine and all, but you need to level up and go to the Nine. So this is going to be like an epiphany, a shock, like in terms of, you know, do you see the ring here as well as the ring here? So this is about cycles, and it's going to be about like what works for you as an individual in the workplace, like, and also, can you work with others? Can you get it together enough to work with others? Like, do you have to be a lone wolf all the time? I think that's going to be the Aquarius kind of struggle, right? Like the tendency to just want to do it by yourself. And I totally understand that. I have an Aquarius moon, but also the need for others around you at the same time. So I think that there's going to be a lot of epiphanies, a lot of heartache in that regard. This feels not just work, but personal as well. So let's see what else for Aquarius. We just got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So as a clarifier, it's just saying like, you're going to be seeing that, you know, whatever you were planting down, the seeds were not taking. I mean, that's like the generic meaning, but there is actually a person in this card in the very middle. I don't know if you can make them out, right? And so somebody did plant these seeds, and whether it's you or an earth sign, and maybe you're going through a really hard time with an earth sign, that could be the case, or you have it in your chart and you're also struggling with your ideas about finance and whatnot. But this person is waiting on this tree. It's like Aquarians are also extremely loyal. And it may be that this is the time that they see two sevens also, so divine timing, spiritual energy. But I think that Aquarians are going to wake up to, you know, what have I been waiting on? You know, in reality, like where I've put in a lot of effort, but where has it gotten me? And so where can I put my effort into other places that will get me to a place where I'm actually happy? So that's the Aquarius reading. And Libra, of course, you literally have two cards of Mars, which is perfect. The Tower and the Five of Wands. So again, epiphanies, struggles, conflicts about conflict. That's literally exactly what should be happening right now, because like, again, the South Node is in Libra. So let's see more clarity about that. But lots of conflicts, lots of people. It's representing the collective for sure, but also for Libra placements themselves. It's a lot. Like, it's just a lot. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. I'm just looking at it here. But again, this is like a minor epiphany, but you guys are being hit with the big one. And this is actually Libra energy. So this is perfect. Like, and by the way, this is Moon in Libra. So it could be that for Libra placements, that new Moon in Libra is definitely going to be super important. And there most likely will be a ton of conflict, and it's going to be super uncomfortable. But again, that's what these cosmic karmic lessons are about. So that's for air signs. Ooh, am I going to really do every fucking sign right now? I don't know, probably. I'm going to use the same deck until I don't feel like it. But what came up there is so much earth, right? So let's go to earth signs. Virgo. Ooh. Although water just flew out. But all right, let's do water. Change it up. Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. What's going on for you guys for this shift in nodal axes with the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra? Water signs. Okay. Pisces, you have the Hanged Man. This is your guys' card. You're like, leave me out. I don't want to be part of this conflict whatsoever. You're like, just leave me alone, please. Let me be in a cocoon-like state. I'm sorry to find it funny. Scorpio, you have the sun, which you also got yesterday in a completely different deck and a completely different reading. But this is all about clarity. This is, I mean, this is about cycles, as you can see the rings around the sun and everything like that. But like symmetry, that's what's coming to mind. But really, this is about clarity. That's incredible. And then Cancer, you have, oh my God, you guys got this, I think, in this morning's reading, the Four of Cups. It's fucking weird. Well, this is Cancer moon sign energy. So, by the way, if you have a Cancer moon or no one, they may be going through it. As you can see, this person is overextended. Overextended, doesn't know which way is up and which way is down. Okay, so yeah, that's real. Overall, for everybody, is the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is going to be about financial troubles. You guys, as a collective, the Water Collective, may have trouble in your financial world, in your terms of stability, just overall in relationships and having trust issues, or, I mean, I'm just seeing if there's anything like in particular that is jumping out at me. No, it's just a very like, it's kind of a blasé energy, to be honest. It's like, okay, like very maybe stubborn, like kind of ignoring. Maybe you guys will be dealing with like abandonment issues. I don't know. Pisces, you have the Hanged Man upright with the King of Spheres in reverse. So that is like waiting on this fatherly figure, right? Waiting on your own fatherly figure to emerge within yourself, right? Again, going back to the idea that this is Mars and Venus in aspect with each other. So the god of war and the god of love, but also the masculine, divine masculine and divine feminine. So when we get a court card, which is a male, we can look at that as being imbalanced in that way. So I think for you guys in particular, that the masculine, the divine masculine, you guys are going to be questioning what that exactly means, and you're going to be questioning society, what society has told you, which is a good thing. We all need to do that. So let's see what else for Pisces. There's like a big sun in the middle of that though, which is like, wow. Oh my God, you guys got the Tower. Mars. Damn. Okay. I'm like literally sweating. Hold on. I literally need to take off my hoodie. I am very warm. This is crazy. The Tower and the Hangman, it's like epiphany after epiphany. Sorry. 1 second. I'm too excited. I want to talk and do this, but let me just fucking do this. It's going to be like a bunch of Tower moments, a bunch of epiphanies where you guys are going to want to like literally just like cuddle up and go underground. Like you're going to want to be in that cocoon state so that you can process, so that you can truly process what the divine masculine, what the masculine within yourself really is, and really what it means, and how you want to be in terms of not being destructive, but being constructive. So damn, Pisces, you guys always feel it all. Remember, soon, well, not soon, but in a year and a half, the North Node is going to be in your guys' sign. Ooh, that's crazy. Okay. Scorpio, you have the Sun and the King of Spheres in reverse. So you have Leo energy here and Taurus energy here, but it doesn't have to be. Really, this combination is like focus on yourself. And I think that you also are, I think that everybody here is struggling with abandonment issues in terms of a father figure. It just is, it feels like this person wasn't there, not only financially, but, in any kind of an emotional way either. and the sun is the self. So it's like you guys are going to go through it in terms of discovering yourself with or without that person in your life. And, if you're a kid, that is going to literally be your father figure, right? If you're an adult, it could absolutely still be your father figure, or it could be now who you turn to for your partner, right? So I think that what you guys are going to be learning is self validation is what it's all about. It's all about you and not in a selfish way. Like Scorpios kind of hate Leos, as I've noticed. But this is the second day in a row that you've gotten the sun card. And it's again like, it's learning that the world does revolve around you, just not in, it's how do I say it? It's your time to shine. It's your time to be in the sun, regardless of what the circumstances are around you. And it's going to be a hard hitting lesson. Like my heart is heavy and this feels really empty over here. This almost looks empty right here. It's like a pretty disparaging sun card, but it's bright in its own way. Okay, Scorpio, what else can we know about this? Particularly Leo season could be super important for you guys, or your own sun sign or season could be important for you. We have the Queen of Wands. Okay, this is really like for, again, doesn't matter, but like masculine, feminine, right? So this is about like, this is totally marrying the concept of feminine energy with Mars and sun like energy, which is, the male aspect of ourselves. So again, it's going to be about marrying these two, but thank God they're both in the upright. That means that, again, the divine masculine or the masculine within you may have abandoned you or something like that. But, and I got this, I think, for Scorpios yesterday, that it was like the same thing where I felt like if you were a single parent, like you're now both the mom and the dad. So it's really similar energy to that, where it's like you've had to go through for whatever reason, this life cycle, this life purpose. But in this lifetime, this is what this is about, karmic lessons, right? You're learning to marry those two energies. Wow. Very powerful. Very powerful, seriously. Okay, and then Cancer, we have the Four of Cups. This is like seriously abandonment issues, like hardcore, and just being stuck in it, being stuck in the depression. You guys are a cardinal sign. You probably are like not used to not being in control. Just saying. I don't know if people think of Cancers as control freaks, but anyways. This is about being very out of control and, having to sit with your emotions. So what else is there? But also like seriously, like sitting through the emotions of abandonment. Look at that, the Ten of Spheres. You guys are going to come out on top. It's okay. All about family for you guys. Once again, very family oriented. So the Ten of Pentacles. So again, this is about family. This is about family structure. This is about family systems. But I think that there's, for the Cancer collective, it's not going to be so much about, well, the Cancer, it's interesting because Cancer is the mother sign of the zodiac, right? So we're really talking about like feminine, like divine feminine. There you go. But you guys are also stepping into a role where you are going to be embodying just this general feeling of patriarch, matriarch, whatever that is, but leader. You're going to be embodying leadership in your own right. And that's really important for the Cancer people out there. Wow. Very cool. I'm debating whether to take a break because my voice is kind of hurting. So I'm thinking that before I do the other two elements, which will be earth and fire, I think I'm going to take about a half an hour break or so, give my voice a rest. But thank you for being here. If you liked it, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will be back soon to finish the rest of the elements. Bye.